Hello, hello, and welcome to our show, Conversations with Lady T, where we bring guests on our show to talk about issues and topics that matter. We come together in the communities to make positive impacts. We use tea as a means to relax our guests, warm their hearts, and open their minds to new possibilities. Get your china teacups and enjoy the show. Oh, hello, and welcome to our show, Conversations with Lady T, where we bring guests on our show to talk about issues and topics that matter. Today I have two lovely ladies. Oh my God, the topic is about giving back. And these two ladies, this is what they do. Their souls are just so full with giving. So I just had to bring them on the show. So Kiran, thank you so much for coming on the show.
I am so grateful to you.
Oh my gosh,
thank
and
you.
Pam, thank you as well.
I love you.
Dear friend, I love her to death. So we're going to talk about the Angel House. This is her passion. So just tell us what made you start this.
Oh my goodness, that's such a loaded question, Sharon, honestly. So I want to say, you know, I grew up in India for the first 7-8 years of my life, and when I was little, I saw a lot of women on the streets. I saw little girls. Of course, you know, you see men and boys too. But as I grew older, I realized that these little girls, and I have a special image in my head that I've never really lost of this little girl on the streets, and I wondered where her parents were and what was happening. And I always knew that this is something that's a life thing for me, that I have to, at some point in my life, do something to help women.
Wow.
I really thought I would do it in India.
Wow.
You know, it makes sense, right?
Right, yeah.
But as Pam knows, because she knows my daughters, but my older daughter, Megan, had this obsession with Uganda. I don't know why, growing up, and she was involved with an organization called Invisible Children when she was in high school, and it was about the child soldiers that during Uganda's wars.
Yes, wow.
So Uganda lost a lot of people to the wars, to famine, to AIDS, and all kinds of illness. And there was almost a generation missing.
Okay.
And Megan, being an avid reader, would just have all these piles of books. So she, when she was 18, she announced, right?
Yeah, she did.
Wow.
Yeah.
She announced to us that she is going to Uganda, and I said, if you can raise the money, go for it.
Right.
She gets there, she meets this woman, Rabina Saramuganza, and Rabina had a dream, and her dream, being a Ugandan woman, coming from poverty herself, she really felt that she wants to do this for her people, to help them, but she needed help in doing so.
Right.
So what happened is that while Megan was on this vision trip for about 10 days, and she visited all these different nonprofits, she met Rabina, who wanted to start this home for this girl, sort of a safe home for girls on the streets, girls in the sex trade, girls that have nowhere to go, and get them educated and get them back into their communities and kind of reintegrate them back into where they need to be.
Right.
So what happened is that she meets Rabina and tells Rabina about, you know, about me, and Rabina says, well, look, we make these beads.
Beautiful.
You got to see on Pam these gorgeous beads.
Yes, oh my God.
Right? So
I was jealous. I said, I need some beads.
I know, they're awesome.
I'm so happy to wear these.
So these beads are made out of paper.
Yeah.
And they look
so
like
gorgeous.
glass. They
Yeah.
they glitter, they're gorgeous. And it was a great segue into helping these girls.
Right.
So Rabina started this home there, and there was this amazing woman here from the U.S. who also goes on the same vision trip that Megan goes on.
Okay.
And when her name is Robin Nestler, and she started Set Her Free here in the United States. It's a 501c, and it was established to help empower these girls.
Nice.
So anyway, so I told you it was a loaded question, Sharon.
I know.
So that's how I got involved. And then when Robin came back, she said, "Oh, let's help Rabina. Let's establish this 501c." And you know, she is really the force behind it.
Now, how old is she when she decided she wanted to do this?
Oh, Robin?
Yes.
Oh, Robin is like our age, you know.
Okay.
So we started this about 8 years ago.
Okay, nice.
So the organization is about 8 years old.
Yeah.
Right? And Rabina had told me, I went to Uganda 4 years ago the first time, and she said my end dream is to build a facility for these girls.
Nice.
So that's really what it's about. So that's how I got involved. I got involved because of Megan and her, she saw that this passion that I had, and now that she had grown up a little bit, and my younger daughter was on her way
to college.
Okay.
right. So she said,
Wow.
It's time, Mom. Why don't we? why don't you start doing something to help these
Wow.
girls?" And I didn't question. It wasn't India.
Right.
To me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Right. The world
Right.
is all one. I
Right.
mean, we are all one people.
Right.
And we should just not worry about if there's a helping hand. We should really embrace that when it comes
Right.
and knocks on our door, that we should do. It's a reason that
Right,
it has
right.
come to us that we should do something about it. Right?
And I think some people think, well, just because you're from this country, you should help that country. But it really depends on you. It really depends
And
on
it's
you and where the
global.
passion, lies.
Right.
Like you said, your daughter went there, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah, she went there, and then I've been there now twice. I was
yeah.
there again in January, and but it's true. It's global, and I met Bill Clinton like 5 years ago.
Oh, wow.
I know. He spoke at the Siegel Foundation supports our project,
Okay,
and they
nice.
have given us grants in the past.
perfect.
And they support a lot of stuff in Africa, especially. And he gave us a speech about what's happening in Africa, and and he reminded all of us that they're going to have, as a nation, they're going to have the greatest youth in the world. So
Right.
it's very important that life skills are taught,
Yes.
as well as they need them as just like the kids here need
Yes,
them.
yes.
And we struggle in poorer communities to make sure our kids have those life
Right,
skills.
right.
So we want to make sure that really across the board that we empower all this youth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I mean, I know because part of what I do is life skills, and I work with kids from 5 years old. I've done it for women that are in the projects, so I know the importance of that. I have a passion for that, to educate them because
Yay,
they have
that's
to. They
awesome.
need that, and it's not always just the kids; their parents
the
too.
adults, too.
So
Yeah.
Right, because if honestly, if they didn't get that type of parenting,
Right.
they themselves can't
Exactly.
pass it on to the next generation.
exactly.
That's always my thing.
Yeah.
It's like people do want to empower the young people, whether they're girls and boys, but if their parents don't know, they go home and then what? You know what I mean? So I
right.
think it's good that you're educating, the
Yeah.
women and the young
Yeah,
girls.
yeah.
That's amazing.
So it came knocking at our door, and now Robin and Rabina both feel. So what happens? It's interesting. So we have 2 homes right now, and what happens is that unlike the U.S., in Uganda there are no leases on these homes. So I know of 3 different times that this has happened
Oh, boy.
in our existence where the landlord has knocked on the door.
Oh, no.
I mean, Pam was
Yeah,
all
Are
this.
you kidding me?
absolutely.
You mean like they got to move
They have to move
today?
like today.
Yeah.
What? Oh my God.
So it's been really disruptive, and also, when you think about the fact that you're getting a lot of these girls are from the sex trade, from the streets. They, they need to feel loved and
Safe.
secure.
Right,
Yeah.
and safe.
Yeah.
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 So
Wow.
they need a place where it's warm and welcoming.
Yes.
And that they can feel safe. So having to move unexpectedly
That is-
disrupts their
Yeah.
growth.
Of
Right.
course.
So that's why, the last 7 years or so have been our time to prove all the things that we're working on.
Right.
Statistically, does what works, what doesn't work. We've been very lucky to be able to get grants and
Right,
things in the
okay.
past, and really we wanted to set really the roots to the tree, because and show that these processes are working. That
Right.
we're really
Yeah, that's
helping
important.
these girls, right? I think the percentage is 81% of the girls that we put through vocational training will go out and get jobs.
Oh, that's wonderful.
That's
That's a-
120 girls a year
That's
we're
awesome.
educating. 120.
Nice. Yeah.
We have it's awesome. So the dream has been, let's make this permanent. Let's not have this problem where the landlord's going to come.
I know that's insane. Like it's unheard of.
It's insane.
Wow.
It's unheard of here.
Yeah. Here. Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Right.
I know,
So now what we're trying to do, and that's the Angel House project.
Beautiful.
So I have broken away. I've been involved with Set Her Free, as I've been on their board. I've been vice president. I've been all kinds of
Right.
things with them.
Okay.
And I broke away from them about a year and a half or so ago.
Okay.
And the reason I did, I still supported Rabina. The reason I did is because I needed to sort of refresh and regroup
Right.
and help them with what the goal really is. It's like a 10-year plan for a 10-year goal is how I look at it.
Okay.
And within the 10 years, I'd like to see us build this structure. We're going to do this 10-acre project.
Right.
And within the project, there will be 5 acres of farmland.
Nice.
And a 5-acre learning campus.
Oh my God.
Isn't that
That
awesome?
is, yeah. So, I mean, did you have already found a location?
We have a location, and we actually have already purchased 2 acres.
Oh, nice.
And what's nice about that is we're growing maize on that, and so we're going to be able to, the girls that are now coming for vocational training, that's what feeds them every day.
Oh, okay, wow.
And they also are, the women in Uganda are farmers.
They sure are.
They sure are. They're strong.
Yeah.
And these women are happy to learn farming techniques.
Yeah.
So my hope is, this is our first campaign. I mean, we're talking about a $500,000 project.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
It's a
But
lot. It's
doable. It's very
doable.
doable. There are people that have gone onto different sites, whether it's Kickstarter, and depending on if they get the right audience, like some people get money like in like a month. Some people it could be 2 weeks.
I'm like
It really
so
depends
hopeful
on
that people see that the need for this. You know, and I think so. We're on GoFundMe.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and we're just starting our campaign.
Okay.
So I'm really just so anxious to at least buy the first 5 acres that will be farmland. And the reason you want to buy the farmland is because it is now. So with the next 3 acres, we will have animals, so we can have eggs, we can have milk.
They have food and everything.
Better
That's
nutrition,
awesome. Yes,
more
of course.
balanced food for these girls.
Right.
Some of these girls that come to us, it's the only meal they get daily. They're coming from the slum areas to be educated. They're learning things like catering, hairdressing, sewing.
Yeah, so that's beautiful.
And we, you know, and Pam is like, honestly,
I'm an advocate.
Pam is, Pam is awesome.
I just, you know, I do
I know.
things here in the States
I
too,
know.
but I agree that giving back is global. And first of all, I love you girls. They're my babies, you know, since Barbie doll days. And I love the jewelry. I sell it out, I sell it off my body all the time and out the trunk of my car.
I know. That's
so
why,
it's an awesome cause, and I think that if
Number one, volunteer.
if we do things and take into consideration that we're all one wherever we live, then this world will be like a much better place.
It's passion within us.
Yeah,
You
but
know
you're
that.
educating people. You're helping them to be sustainable. You know, they're going to be growing their own food.
Yes.
Girl, I wish that we could
Learning
do
a trade.
Right, learning
And that's
a trade.
the whole thing. We want this project to be really sustain itself. We're also within the 10-acre campus, we are going to be offering a pre-K program.
Okay, nice.
Right now, there is a humongous need in Uganda for this, because you will see little kids walking on the streets and all by themselves without
that's
anybody,
crazy.
because nobody's there to take care of them.
Right.
So the government is strongly encouraging this, so we're going to run a government program.
Oh, nice.
And that there will be a tuition for that. It's the first time ever we're doing that, but we need to do some of this to make it self-sustainable.
Right.
And also with the farming, we're going to be selling some of the products.
Right.
And we're very lucky. We have Globomed, which is a youth organization. They have a branch at George Washington University.
Oh, okay.
And for the last 4 years, they have sent a team of like 4 or 5 students there, and they've started a sanitary napkin program.
Okay, nice.
Because girls couldn't go to school.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Well, there's a girlfriend
How
of mine that
important.
has a dessert company, and she's been picked, you know, I think she just did it this weekend, where she's getting people to donate sanitary napkins for homeless women.
Yes,
that, you know, because nobody is thinking, well, how are they getting?
No, it's so true.
Yeah, so that is
It's
so important.
true. It's so true.
Very important.
And we do them so they can like wash them and they reuse them, and so it's like it's part. And
Wow.
the girls in our sewing program make them, and now we give back to schools that aren't like our girls who have nothing.
Right.
They're giving back to other schools.
That's great.
With this program.
Wow.
So, and you know, God bless these kids from George Washington. They came, from Globomed, they taught them. So now this year they want to teach them farming practices.
Nice.
So, and I think if we could purchase those first 5 acres, it's $8,500 an acre. I need to get the next 3 acres bought like immediately.
I know.
Immediately, so we can go ahead and start that.
That's awesome.
And then we'll get the other 5 acres purchased and then start the building.
Right.
You know, we both believe in so much of the same thing that it's really been, you know, I'm
We're
just so
sisters.
grateful.
Yes, of course.
I'm so grateful. I'm so
Sister
grateful.
circle.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's the
Yeah.
thing, you know, people, it's great when you can attract people that are just like you.
It's so true.
It's just a wonderful thing.
It's so
And I
true.
mean, I love her soul.
Oh.
She has the sweetest soul. She's a wonderful lady.
Yeah.
Wonderful
well,
lady.
a lot has
so,
been given to
yeah.
me, so I just feel like give in return.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's I have so many blessings in my life.
Yeah.
Me too.
So,
Yeah.
Me too.
That's wonderful.
It's really amazing, and it's nice to be able to see things come together.
Well, it's
isn't it?
exciting because it has grown.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
there's a lot more participation, but we still need the help to achieve that goal.
Right.
So,
right.
Now, how many fundraisers do you have? Do you have a certain amount a year? 'Cause
Well-
I know you're selling this as part of the fundraiser, but do you
Right.
do any type of events?
Well, we're going to try to do that now for the Angel House Project.
Okay.
So the Angel House Project has a group of very committed women that have now. We meet once a month, and we're
Okay.
trying to come up with fundraising ideas.
Okay.
We're going to start a big social media push in the next week or so, and within that push, we'll have the GoFundMe page up,
Right.
and as well as explaining to people, we'll send out a newsletter, which you will get,
Okay.
and explaining to people right from the start, what this is about and what we're trying to do in the next 2 years.
Okay.
So we're gonna have goals we're trying to hit. We're gonna do some smaller fundraisers. Sometime within the next month, we're just trying to schedule the date. We're gonna do
Okay.
like a sewing thing, a sewing class
Nice.
in Westfield, and they're small. That's a small fundraiser, but
Right,
it
but-
brings awareness.
And then it's something that's
And in the
interactive
fall.
and people, you
you get a little wine,
Yeah.
you eat a little
Yeah.
food.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And then in the fall, we're going to do something much
Yes.
larger.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the fall, we're
Nice.
planning a larger one. We've talked about maybe even during the summer having some, so it's going to be it's going to be
like
like
a
that.
barbecue and people can pay
yeah,
or like
yeah.
a breakfast.
Yeah, we're going to do that for sure. And then also we have on my committee, I have this woman who's Pamela. She's a fabulous seamstress, and she has designed a couple pieces which we're going to have the girls make.
Nice.
There's like a tote bag that turns into a backpack.
Oh, nice.
It's so
I love
cool.
that. Yeah.
It's so cool. And we'll have the girls back in Uganda at the sewing shop make them.
Nice.
And then we will use some of that kind of product. These
the baskets.
these baskets
Those
are really
beautiful.
cool.
Beautiful.
These are really beautiful, and these are made
I
from
love
like a wreath material. And so the girls will also make these, and they make them in smaller sizes as well
Yes.
for like jewelry and things. So we'll have those. We'll have some kind of craft show.
Yeah.
And what else we got here?
It's like a
Pammy?
laptop bag.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is a
Okay.
laptop bag, and this is
These
one
are
of my
great.
this
That's
is
for
one of my
yoga.
favorites for your
Yeah,
yoga
of
mat.
course. Oh, I
you know
know.
my passion.
Yes.
And
And,
it
has
has a little pocket for
Oh,
your
so cool.
change
Oh
and
my
cell
God.
phone.
Love it.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yeah, that's very nice.
I use one of those. They're awesome, actually.
Yes.
They're great.
Yes.
And there's other things they make too as well. They have little like the little bags that you use for groceries. They have all
And
kinds.
these are
my goodness.
fabulous.
I know,
Okay?
and they look great on you.
They're fabulous.
I know they are, and they make such great.
really, it looks so expensive.
Wonderful gifts.
It really is beautiful.
Yeah, and my Rotary Club in Fanwood, Scotch Plains has been a great supporter. Honestly,
Great.
even before Set Her Free started, we started selling the beads, and I brought this international project to my club, and they've embraced it. We sponsor a girl who goes through their formal education program, because we do have girls. We have about 40 some odd girls that go to, regular school. So
Right.
once they've gone through like the psychological evaluations, and we make sure that they are capable. We put them in a formal.
Right.
That's our first goal. We want to put them in
Okay.
formal education.
Nice.
Yeah.
And we find families that will support that.
Okay.
I mean, my family, meaning my parents and myself, my brothers, we have 2 girls that we support,
Okay, nice.
and which is really nice. And then the older girl, Maria, who my parents support, have supported from the start. Now the younger girl is the sister's also going, and my
Okay.
Rotary Club is sending her to
beautiful.
school every year, and it's boarding
my
school.
God,
I mean,
wow.
it's about $1,200 a year. Yeah, so
That's really nothing.
It's really
Oh my
nothing.
gosh,
It
when
pays
you
for
think
their-
of
no, it's nothing. It pays for their school,
my gosh.
and it pays for like a good school,
Wow.
a good quality
Right.
school, a private school. We send them to
Right.
private schools. Pays for their uniforms.
Wow.
Pays for their clothing for their food.
Oh my gosh.
So it's really what supports them for the year.
That's great.
And they come back to the home for Christmas break. I got to see a lot of them this year. I was there in January, so got to see a lot of them. I went for the project because I really wanted to, I really wanted to go and visit the school and see the project.
Right.
And but my Rotary Club, honestly, and our district, District 7510, has been a great supporter.
Wonderful.
I mean, I definitely come from the best Rotary Club in the world.
Yes.
I do. We have such passionate people.
That's great when
that
you
have
can find
passions.
that.
Yeah. I mean, their motto is service above self. And
Great.
I kind of see that with you guys. Like, that's sort of your motto
Yes,
too.
it is.
And
Ask you, what made you go to GoFundMe versus like Kickstarter?
oh,
Because
that's
Kickstarter, people will more, I guess, look at that as a more professional or I don't know.
I don't know much about that.
Okay.
That's sort of the direction we had gotten, and now we're being told that we should change it to CrowdRise, which is the
Never
intent.
heard of that one. Okay.
So CrowdRise apparently is more for nonprofits.
Oh, okay.
Now, I mean,
Oh, okay.
all this changes all the
There's
time.
so many
I
different
know.
ones too.
Yeah.
I know, and they change all the time.
Yeah.
So I don't need, it's sort of, I don't know. I mean, send me a check. That's the best thing to do.
I know,
because then
right?
nobody takes any money out.
That's the truth.
I know, and I have that information on the back of my brochures,
Right.
wherever the brochures
Yeah,
are.
this one?
There's
Oh,
one
yeah.
there.
We got a little T on it, but it's
but
okay.
that's okay.
But, on the back of the brochures is, my phone number is there. Call me, 908
Right.
403 1985. Call me. Go to our Center Free website. There's a donate button precisely for this project. It'll say campaign project. So you can donate directly to that. And it has our tax ID number on here because we are
Yes.
a 501c,
Yeah.
which is important.
Right, it is.
We want to make sure that people can get their tax deductions.
Yeah.
And,
And I'll tell you too, I don't think a lot of nonprofits do it, but there are like business plan competitions that you can win $10,000.
I want to do
I think you
that.
should probably enter one of those.
I would think I should.
Because I know there's a couple of them that I'll tell you about offline. And
Oh, great.
yeah,
That'd be
because I
great.
think this is a great thing. And part of the ones that I've done before, I know that there's been some nonprofits that have won. So
That's
I definitely
great.
think that you should enter some of those as well. That's free money.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to apply for some grants too.
Yes.
We have our eyes open right now, and we're putting together a little file so we make sure we have all the information ready to go. We have a woman in our committee who is she's a grant writer.
Oh,
So
perfect.
Yeah, so she's going to help us with that. So she's just trying to collect all the information right now to make sure we have it all together. Like I said, it's a 2-year project,
Yes.
so I'm hopeful. Grants generally will not help with purchase of land. So that's why I'm trying to get that. That's sort of a campaign I'm
Wow.
trying to do
Yeah.
through corporate and private
Right.
money.
Okay.
So that's, for the most part, if there's a grant out there for
Yes.
land that somebody
Please
knows
call
about,
her.
Bring it
yes,
on.
please.
Tell them your number
take
again.
it.
And your
Not in the, yeah, definitely. Let me know because that's really key.
Yes,
That's really key.
yes, yeah. So, Ms. Pam, I just want to hear from you. So, what made you, decide to stick with this nonprofit? I mean, I know you love her too, but
100% of the proceeds.
Yeah.
Right.
100% of the proceeds go to the girls,
Nice.
and I stuck with it because I am passionate too. I think it's a great cause. It's an opportunity to help, and so I'm all in. Once we get the land, we can
Yeah.
start designing,
Yeah.
build,
Oh,
That's gonna
building.
be
I'm like
exciting,
really
too.
And I
excited
will
about
have,
jumping in with that, and
My designer friends are going to help me
Yeah.
come up with the
Beautiful.
ideas for the inside
Yeah.
of how we're going to do that. We'll send those to the architect in Uganda,
Right.
and he will implement some of those thoughts and ideas.
and I'm
So-
looking forward. I haven't traveled yet, but I'm looking forward to taking a trip
Yeah.
and meeting the girls that we
Yes.
support. And at
Right.
some point, I want to sponsor too. So
Yeah.
it's all good.
Yeah.
Every little bit helps,
Yes,
no
it
matter
does.
what it is.
Everything. I
Every
say, look,
little
if you
bit
can
helps.
give $1,
It's true.
because
I know.
if you have 1,000
Yeah.
people to give
It
$1, if you have
adds up.
100,000 people to give
It really
$1,
does. It
every
adds
dollar
up.
counts.
That's
Every
why I
little
tell-
bit helps.
And I think sometimes
I know.
people that may not have money at the time, I don't have $1.
$1.
That's all
It's
it
so
takes.
true.
Look, there's been
And I
times when
agree.
I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit tight this month, people.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
here, I'll send $5. People are not going to say no to that $5.
No, they're
And
happy
They
to
don't
have
realize
it. They're
that
happy to
if
have
everybody else gives $5.
Yeah, and then
Yeah.
sharing
You know what I
the
mean?
word too. Every little bit helps. But it's also nice if you hear about it, pass it along. You know, like us on Facebook, go on the website, tell your family and friends.
Yeah.
You know, every little bit helps.
It does.
You know,
It's a good mission. It's a good vision, and it's their roots are in. We want that tree to flourish now.
Yeah.
And and I like Pam was talking about going. I'm hopeful that we can do a trip. I'm afraid this is something I'm probably going to do as a fundraiser.
Okay.
Where we'll go. I'll get a group together and we'll go for probably a week or 10 days. This is a painting that I did. I like to oil paint, and this is the second one I've done. This actually happens to be Haiti. It was done from a photograph. My daughter, who did go to Uganda way back when, is now a photojournalist.
Nice.
And she was in Haiti doing some work, and she had taken this photograph, and I fell in love with it. And it is just,
and that looks like a photograph. It doesn't even look like a painting.
Oh, you're the best.
I swear,
You're the best.
It's so perfect.
Karen is awesome with her oils.
So I've taken the original. I've made limited edition prints out of them to clay. So if anybody does a very large donation, over 5,000, they will get one of these framed.
That's beautiful.
And as well as I sell the prints unframed for, I believe they're $90 a piece. And there's a bigger size, which is $140 a piece. And they are limited edition, so, which is kind of nice.
Great.
And it's just I'm constantly trying to think of different ways to raise money and make people happy.
Right.
So, somebody would love to hang this in their home, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
So,
that's beautiful.
we have sold a few of those. And there was one before it that was also pretty popular. And I'm hoping to do more and getting my artist friends involved. I mean, Pam makes quilts and things.
I'll be quilting soon.
So hopeful that we'll do all that.
So we are coming to an end. Could you
my
believe
goodness.
30 minutes already?
That went by so quickly.
So fast.
amazing.
But when you
It was so
have a
nice.
great conversation, that's what happens. So I want to thank you,
so
ladies,
much.
so much for
Thank you.
coming on. Just
you.
again, real quick, just tell them the website and everything.
So the website is www.setherfree.org. And the GoFundMe page is gofundme.com/SHF Angel House.
Nice.
So please come, and we are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and just set her free.
Yes.
So please go and look, and you will hear more and more about Angel House as well.
Good. Well,
Thanks,
until
Sharon.
next time, I had these, beautiful ladies, and I'm just so happy that they came on. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.